I simulated all of WrestleMania 40 in WWE 2K24 to see who would win and who would lose, so let's jump in. Triple threat match. Logan Paul defends against Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. Here we go. Randy Orton just comes out swinging with punches. Honestly, who wouldn't want to punch Paul in the face? And then Logan Paul hits a final cut. Big clothesline by Kevin Owens, and Orton attack Mom K. Fuck it. Alright, fuck it. Skip this. Logan Paul gets a steel chair and gets back in the ring. Both guys look like they have got problems, and the chair just goes flying around. Randy Orton goes for a chop block but botches it. Owens throws Paul into the corner, but Orton hits Kevin Owens with a neck breaker. Logan Paul's going for a DDT, but Orton counters it. Owens hits a whatever that's called, while Logan is flexing. Paul hits a gut-wrench suplex, but Orton saves Paul again. Why? I don't know. You'd think that Owens and Orton would be beating the crap out of Logan Paul, but it's the exact opposite. Orton and Owens are just fighting one another while he stands around. Orton finally starts attacking Paul, and Owens hits a nasty backbreaker to Logan Paul. Kevin Owens and Randy Orton decide to finally team up and hit a double RKO onto Logan Paul. Owens then goes for a package powerbomb, and Orton counters it and hits him with a clothesline. Logan screams at the other guys and fails at a dropkick. Randy Orton then hits Paul with a DDT, and Randy Orton's taking like 10 seconds to pose. Kevin Owens then comes with a kendo stick and hits both Orton and Paul in the face with it. It breaks. Randy Orton goes to the outside and throws a kendo stick at the other guys. Logan Paul then hits the Bryan Danielson kick, and Orton goes for the RKO, but Paul elbows him right in the face as he's just going through the animation. But Randy Orton is able to hit that RKO, and Logan Paul kicks out at 2. Kevin Owens returns, elbows Paul in the face, stuns Orton, and actually pins him. Kevin Owens wins the US title. Good job. Alright, the next match is the Final Testament versus the Pride, Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. Now, rather than doing a review for this match or talk about the match, I'm just gonna skip straight to the end. Why? Because does anybody really care about this match? Really? Does anybody really give a crap about this match? No? Well, then you're correct. So we're just gonna skip to the end, because this match is just basically a giant cluster, and it ends when Montez Ford hits a kick and a punch to the face. Angelo takes out one of the AOP members, and then Karrion Kross gets powerbombed into the mat on the outside. So the Pride defeat the Final Testament in the absolute snooze fest, non-interesting match of the night. Our next match is Damage Control, Asuka, Dakota Kai, and Kairi Sane versus Bianca Belair, Naomi, and the debuting Jade Cargill. Big 6-woman tag match, Damage Control, Kai, Sane, and Asuka versus Belair, Jade Cargill, and Naomi. Asuka starts with some kicks and a slam and then tags out. Belair then just slams Kairi down on the mat. Bianca just wails on her tag partners for some reason. I don't know why. Just stop them in their tracks or whatever. Kairi capitalizes on Belair with a suplex. Asuka's back in and gets taken down by Belair. Belair rolls out and Asuka takes it to her on the outside. Asuka almost wins by a countout, attacking Naomi to act as a barricade for her to get back in the ring. I swear to God, if that was the end of the match, I would have lost my mind, because Naomi is now in the match. She gets kicked to the chest for her troubles. Asuka locks in the Asuka lock, but she lets go of it for some reason. I guess because the pain was too much for Naomi. Springboard stunner by Naomi, and Kairi Sane is back in the match. More kicks by Naomi, and she tags out to Cargill, finally making her debut. And she gets beaten up by the Kabuki Warriors. But she hits a pump kick out of nowhere, so that's good. It's a comeback. And Asuka comes back with an elbow and a deadlift German suplex to Cargill, which, God. Asuka's decided to beat up the other girls, Naomi and Belair, while Dakota also beats the crap out of Jade Cargill. So, rather than fighting each other, they're fighting the partners. Naomi's back in the match and hits a springboard stunner, and Charles refuses to count the pin. Naomi then hits the rear view onto Kairi, but she kicks out at 2. Belair gets back in the match, and Kairi hits an Alabama slam. This stupid referee decides to stop the pinfall at 2. Granted, there was a rope break, but he didn't call off the rope break. He just stopped. Belair tags in Cargill and gets speared into hell by Kairi Sane. Jade goes to the outside, and Kairi attacks Jade's partners, while Jade is over there hitting a freaking F5 to Asuka. Yeah, like I said earlier, rather than fighting each other, they're just fighting the illegal people in the match. Anyways, Kairi Sane slams Jade, goes for a pin, and Belair breaks it up. Kyrie decides to take a lap around the ring while Jade is able to tag out. Belair gets a pump handle on the Kairi Sane, and then Kairi Sane tags out to Dakota Kai, who's finally in the match. And she gets beat up for her troubles because Naomi's back and throws Kai out of the ring. Both women go for something, but nothing in the end happens. Asuka's back in and locks on the Asuka lock again, but it's broken up this time. Naomi hits a Samoan drop kick. Asuka no-sells it and almost wins the match off of a kick. Asuka attacks the other two girls and eats a rear view for her troubles. 2 count though, so Bianca Belair and Dakota Kai are back in the ring. Dakota Kai hits her with like with like vicious, disgusting looking boots, and Dakota hits one more Kai kick for the win. Dakota Kai pins Bianca Belair. Damage Control wins, ending Asuka's anti-undefeated streak. The next match of the night is the Battle of Brothers. It is Jimmy Uso versus Jey Uso. Which brother will win out in the end? Here we go. Jimmy versus Jey Uso. Ring the bell, ref. Jey hits a running drop kick and then a super kick to the back of his head. Jimmy rolls out, but Jey does a suicide dive onto him, so Jimmy's trying to recover, but Jey is just on the offense. Both guys get back to the ring, and Jimmy just eye rakes Jey to stop this beatdown. Jimmy then throws Jey off the rope and connects with a back body drop. Jimmy then busts open Jey with a headbutt and goes for a cover off of a headbutt like a dummy. Jey rolls out, and then Jimmy returns the favor with a dive of his own over the top. Jey gets countered into a DDT by Jimmy Uso, and then Jimmy Uso goes to the outside, and Jey dives out again and hits the whoop-de-doo punch. Jey hits a rock punch, that's blasphemous, and tries to win by countout like a complete loser. Jimmy breaks the count, but then eats a spear, and Jey Uso gets the win with the spear. Pretty quick match, but yeah, good job, Jey. It looks like you buried your brother. The next match is Santos Escobar and Dom Mysterio versus Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee. Santos Escobar starts out with a Rana to take down Rey Mysterio. He tags into Dominic Mysterio. We finally get the father versus son match, but Dominic decides to tag back out, and they hit a double shoulder block to Rey Mysterio. Dragon Lee gets tagged in finally. Santos hits whatever that's supposed to be. I don't know what it is. Someone can tell me in the comments. Dominic connects with an uppercut, and Santos is back in the match. Santos jumps off the turnbuckle with a big crossbody to Dragon Lee, but Lee is able to rebound with a good dropkick. Good dropkick. Rey's back in the match and connects with a jumping DDT to Santos. A big gory stretch by Santos Escobar stretches Rey like a pretzel, but Rey is able to rebound with a tilt-a-whirl DDT. Santos decides to break Rey Mysterio's arm with this arm breaker, but it seems like Rey Mysterio's fine. Dominic and Dragon Lee are back in the fight, and Dominic connects with a 619 and follows it up with a frog splash, but Lee kicks out of it somehow. Santos and Lee are in the ring now, and Santos lands the fireman driver. I think he calls it the hunt or something. I don't know. Dragon Lee kicks out, but then Santos Escobar goes to the top rope, hits a crossbody onto Dragon Lee, pins him, and that's it. Santos and Dom win, defeating father and son. The next match is LA Knight, the Megastar, versus the phenomenal AJ Styles, who's apparently getting a new theme song, and I cringe at what it's going to be. Knight starts off with a big boot and goes for a cover for some reason. LA Knight then does a sidewalk slam to AJ Styles, and he goes for another cover. Why? Why are you doing this? And then LA Knight hits a neck breaker onto AJ Styles and a slam by LA Knight. LA Knight is on fire right now, so of course it has to be stopped as AJ Styles locks on a crossroads, but Knight gets out of it. Knight then hits a couple of strikes, a big clothesline, and a knee. LA Knight goes for a dropkick and he misses it, and AJ locks on the crossface again. AJ just says, "Screw you," and decides to pick up LA Knight and hit him with a burning hammer. Trying to kill this guy. AJ Styles goes to the top rope, hits a diving punch, and taunts. This leads to LA Knight recovering and hitting a neck breaker. AJ Styles is able to react to that and hit the Styles Clash. But the referee calls a rope break for some reason. He's not even in the ropes, you idiot. Okay, but not for the pin itself. LA Knight then puts AJ Styles on the top of the turnbuckle, and then LA Knight jumps on the turnbuckle to do a superplex. Very nice. LA Knight then goes for the BFT and he nails it, goes with the cover, but AJ kicks out. So then LA Knight returns the favor by hitting his own version of the burning hammer on AJ, and then tries to finish him off with a second BFT, but that's countered AJ Styles hits another Styles Clash, but again the referee calls a rope break. Like, what is wrong with you, Charles? AJ then hits a nasty chop block to LA Knight. LA Knight then rolls to the outside to get away, but AJ catches him with a tope. Both guys get back in the ring. LA Knight hits an elbow, a knee, and a drop kick. Goes for another BFT, and he nails it, but the referee calls for a third rope break in this match. Unbelievable. LA Knight tries to go for something, but Styles counters it and hits another Styles Clash. The third Styles Clash, and that is enough to put LA Knight down. AJ Styles defeats LA Knight at WrestleMania. The main event of Night 1, it is The Rock and Roman Reigns, the Bloodline, versus Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. Roman Reigns dodges a punch from Seth Rollins and suplexes him. Rock decides to punch both guys, which leads to Roman hitting a Superman clothesline, so it worked out. As Rollins is attempting to recover, Paul Heyman takes the turnbuckle pad off the turnbuckle. Rowan slams Rollins into the exposed steel, nearly causing a disqualification. Yeah, Paul Heyman almost got the Bloodline DQ'd. Rock's now in the match. It throws over to the other corner. At least there's no turnbuckle on that one. Rock alley-oops Seth Rollins, and Rollins needs to roll out of the ring, only to get dropped down again. Reigns gets on the apron where Rhodes is, and the two are just start brawling and fighting each other, while Rock and Rollins are fighting in the ring. Just turning into a complete madhouse. Paul fucking Heyman takes the turnbuckle pad off and almost gets the Bloodline DQ'd again. The fuck is wrong with you, idiot? Stop it. Seth Rollins throws Reigns out of the ring, and Cody's now tagged in. Cody takes over but decides to tack out again for some reason, and the two hit a double shoulder block. Seth Rollins connects with a tope and then a V-trigger. He decides to take a lap around the ring before getting back in. Reigns connects with the Samoa drop and goes for the pin, only for Seth to get his foot on the bottom rope. Roman hits a spear, pins him, 3, Bloodline wins, which means Night 2 is a Bloodline rules match. Who could have seen that coming? The opening match, Night 1, is for the World Heavyweight Championship. Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins. Drew immediately comes out with the wheelbarrow slam onto Seth Rollins, and then Drew locks in a Kimura lock, but Seth is able to get out of that. Seth Rollins then hits a big super kick and Asai moonsault from Seth, so he's coming out swinging too. Seth goes for a big frog splash, but Drew moves out of the way. But Seth Rollins is able to react by hitting a drop kick. Drew just kips up and then clotheslines him down, no selling his offense. Seth Rollins grabs Drew McIntyre and hits a roll-through super kick and goes for a crossface, but Drew fights out of it and slams Seth down on the mat. Seth Rollins then goes to the outside and Drew hits him with a tope, and then rams Seth into the barricade. Drew elbows Seth, hits the Future Shock DDT, but the ropes once again causing issues. Drew then goes to the top rope, something he usually doesn't do, and goes for an elbow, but he misses it. Seth then hits his comeback move, hits a Falcon Arrow and a splash, finally hitting the frog splash. Drew kicks out. Seth calls for the curb stomp, connects, goes for the pin, retains. Seth Rollins is still the World Heavyweight Champion, and Drew McIntyre leaves the company. Goodbye. The next match is the 6-Pack Challenge. DIY, Awesome Truth, The Judgment Day, A-Town Down Under, The New Day, and New Catch Republic. So, the 6-Pack Challenge for the tag titles. Well, we have a little bit of an issue. You see, there are 6 teams, and there are only... and we don't have the ability to do 6-man ladder matches, so we instead did a Battle Royal. Why a Battle Royal and not a ladder match? Because the fucking ladder matches are broken in this in-game. So we did a Battle Royal, and I'm just going to tell you the quick summary of it. R-Truth eliminates Tommaso Ciampa, and DIY are out. Kofi Kingston of the New Day eliminates Tyler Bate of New Catch, which means that they are out too. Austin Theory eliminates R-Truth of Awesome Truth. The Awesome Truth are out, and Austin Theory then eliminates Kofi Kingston. Thus, the New Day are out too, and we're down to the final 2 teams, A-Town Down Under and the Judgment Day. Austin Theory then throws Finn Balor out and knocks him off. A-Town Down Under, the new Undisputed Tag Team Champions, and Austin Theory kind of killed it, even though his overall has completely went from an 82 to a 72, which is kind of insane and shows the fall of Theory. The next match is for the Women's Championship. Iyo Sky, the champion, defends against her former tag team partner, Bayley. Bayley starts off the match by taking Iyo down with an arm slam. She gets fired up, but gets punished for it. The referee stops Iyo, which leads to Bayley locking on a guillotine. What the fuck is wrong with you, Charles? Iyo breaks out of it and then drop kicks her. Bayley gets put in the corner and gets her head face scraped by Iyo Sky. Bayley slams Iyo down by her hair and then has a knee drop to add. Iyo connects with the shitty clothesline. She goes for a springboard on the outside but fails miserably as Bayley just gets back in the ring. She falls flat on her face. Both girls get back in the ring and Iyo throws Bayley into the corner. Iyo stomps onto Bayley, but Charles stands in front of it so we can't see it. He's just standing in front of it so we can't see the move. That's cool. Good job, Charles. Iyo takes to the Sky again, but fails. Both get back in the ring, and Iyo goes to the Sky again, but actually connects with the moonsault for the pin and the win. Iyo wins, and I get a bit upset about the animation that she has after her winning. The next match is the Intercontinental Championship. It is Gunther defending against Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn comes out swinging with a series of attacks and then a jumping arm drag, taking the big man down. Sami then locks on a Cody clutch, but Gunther gets the ropes. Gunther then counters and hits a massive elbow onto Zayn. Gunther pummels Sami with some brutal punches and then knees him right in the face. Gunther has no chill. He's just going all out on poor Sami. But Sami pops up and gets punished for his pop-up. Gunther then hits a German suplex and then a series of vicious chops onto Sami's chest. Sami gets desperate and he locks on a Cody clutch, but Gunther powers out of it. Gunther hits a big clothesline and then the powerbomb, and that's it. Gunther squashes Sami Zayn at WrestleMania. God damn, dude, what a beast. The next match is another women's match. Rhea Ripley defends the Women's World Heavyweight Championship against Becky Lynch. Becky starts with an arm suplex, kind of weird, but cool. Becky goes under, over, and then gets caught by Rhea Ripley in a power slam. Both girls go to the outside, and Becky is able to do a small package powerbomb. I've never seen her do that. But you know what I have seen? Beck Exploder into the barricade. It looks like Becky is trying to win by countout. You better not. But she dives onto Rhea and breaks the count, so... Both girls are back, and Becky does a flying attack. Yeah, that rhymed. Becky locks on the disarmer after weakening the arm during the match. Rhea fights out of it, but gets hit with a manhandle slam for a very close 2 count. And this was really close. Becky misses the leg drop, and Rhea hits another slam. Rhea says, fuck it, and dives over the top rope, and actually gets it, so... Follows it up with the electric chair drop, which I didn't even know was her signature move. Maybe I just don't pay attention, don't I? Anyways, Rhea and Lynch are back in the ring and enters the back and forth mini game. Both go to the outside, and Becky makes the disarm her very complicated to apply. Like, she's like going through like 3 different motions to do it. It's just dumb. Rhea gets back in the ring and goes for a second dive, but misses and breaks her tailbone. Or at least that's what should have happened. She just gets back up like nothing happened. A riptide by Rhea, but Becky Lynch kicks out of it. Becky connects with another manhandle slam out of nowhere, gets the pin, and the win. Becky wins the title. Main event time. It's Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns 2. And a Bloodline rules match. Roman with all of his Bloodline members except Jimmy for some reason. I think he got his ass beat too bad to come out. And also, The Rock is the referee in this match. Can Cody overcome all these odds and win the championship and finish his stupid story finally? I guess we'll find out. Cody comes out swinging and goes for a quick pin. Cody hits the Alabama Slammer and goes for another quick pin. Solo pulls out a kendo stick and just drops it on the mat, or floor, I don't know why. Cody then hits a suicide dive onto Roman. Cody decides to sit in the corner for a bit, like, haha, I got a suicide dive onto you, but then gets punished by Roman Reigns for being cocky. Roman gets on the apron with Cody on the apron. He misses a punch, and then he gets knocked off by Cody. As Roman is hitting the Samoan drop, Solo decides to take off the fucking turnbuckle pad. Roman goes for a cover. Just, why? It's a Samoan drop. Who has ever beaten someone off a Samoan drop? Guarantee someone will fucking tell me in the comment section that... Roman lines up for the Superman punch, and guess what that idiot Paul Heyman does? He takes the stupid turnbuckle off the pad! Roman connects with the Superman punch after Paul Heyman took the turnbuckle off. Kick out by 2. Roman goes outside to get a chair, and he cracks Cody Rhodes over the head with it. And you know what? I have to give Rock credit. He's actually been pretty fair so far. I thought he would be like doing slow counts, but nah, this Rock is fine. Rhodes nails a pedigree for barely a 2 count. Like, Roman just was like, nope, not today. Roman's back up, but eats a disaster kick and a crossroads, goes for the cover. Rock almost counts the 3. What is going on with The Rock? Is he building this up? A disaster kick, a Cody cutter, and another crossroads leads to a 3 count. The Rock counts the 3. Cody Rhodes finally finishes his story, and all of that. We all thought that Rock would screw Cody, but in the end, he called it down the middle. Cody Rhodes has finished his story at WrestleMania. And that is your prediction. Yes, Cody Rhodes will finish his story.